I got some bonus content to share with you guys. I recently had the chance to conduct a brief one-on-one interview with former Devils player Nathan Bastian. Special thanks to the Stars PR team for making this happen. We talked about his time with the Devils and what he's been up to nowadays. He is set to play with the Stars this upcoming season. There's a lot to discuss on today's bonus episode of Locked On Devils alongside Nathan Bastian. Buckle up, everybody.
You're Locked On Devils, your daily podcast on the New Jersey Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi, this is Bryce Salvador, and you're Locked On Devils with Trey Matthews.
Scores! Oh, Steven stepped up, nailed him. Brodor's got the puck. What a shot. The Devils win the Stanley Cup.
Alrighty now, what is up, New Jersey? Welcome back to the Locked On Devils podcast here at the Locked On Network. I'm your host, Kyle Chocula, play announcer, Devils Wire Pucks Pitchforks, and also part-time credential media member, Trey Matthews. Before we get on with today's bonus episode, I first have a big announcement to share, and it's not really a good one. It's a bittersweet one. Tomorrow will be my final episode of Locked On Devils. I recently accepted a new position with a different team, and unfortunately, there was just no way that I could continue with Locked On Devils while having that job. I'll make the official announcement within the next few days. I just want to be transparent with you guys. So I'm going to save all the goodbyes, all the sweet memories for tomorrow's episode. I got a big one planned. I'm going to collaborate with Jersey Joe and Jim Behringer, two guys who have made big contributions here on this platform, but just wanted to keep you guys in the loop and prepare you for tomorrow's episode, which will be my final one here at Locked On Devils. But I still got some cool content to share. Like I said in the cold open, this is a bonus episode, and I had the chance to conduct a brief one-on-one interview with former Devils player Nathan Bastian. We talked about his time with the Devils, favorite memories, and what ultimately led him to sign with the Stars. Special thanks to the Stars PR team for making this come into fruition. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's talk to Nathan Bastian. Take it away. I am now joined alongside Nathan Bastian. Nathan, first and foremost, how you doing?
Really well. Obviously, for me, it's a little bit different this year, not going back to New Jersey, like you said. Spent so much time there and made a lot of really, really good friends that hopefully I can keep for a long time, and so many great memories. But I'm really, really excited to be in Dallas.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about the Stars momentarily. But first, I want to talk about your tenure as a Devil. So what are some memories that stand out for you? You obviously participated in a few playoff runs. You had that celebration at the Stadium Series that kind of cemented yourself in Devils history in a sense. Like, just reflecting on everything, what stands out?
Yeah, it's tough to put your finger on one thing. I think, like I said, so many great memories. Obviously, the Stadium Series was a big day for me and the organization playing that outdoor game. Every time you're lucky enough to suit up in an NHL playoff game, that's obviously really special. Beating the Rangers in Game 7 has got to be right at the top of everybody's list, I think. But not just the NHL, right? Like being drafted by the team and going through the process and being part of development camps and then playing in the minors for 2.5 years in Binghamton. These are all things that are important to me and ultimately a part of what's given me success. And yeah, I don't know, so many great memories, like I said.
Who would you say was your best friend on the team this past season? I know you guys have a tight-knit locker room, but who is the one you were hanging out with the most?
Probably Jack. I spent a lot of time with Jack. We all of a sudden played on the same team and sat beside each other in the room for like 5 years or so. So you get pretty close. A lot of dinners, a lot of driving to the rink together. It's amazing, the relationships you can form in a really short period of time. Some of my best buddies were only there for 1 year too. Like if I look back, and McDermott and Dylan and Pesci and all these guys, like I said, it doesn't take long, and then all of a sudden some of these guys that you barely know are some of your best buddies.
Now, let's just talk about this past season specifically. It seemed like you guys got off to a really good start. Unfortunately, things started to derail a little bit with injuries. And what was it like from your perspective? And also take us inside the locker room. I know we talked about it at the exit interviews, but just wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
I think as a team and as an organization, I think it's still a step in the right direction. I think a lot of people, a lot of fans, they have really, really high and early expectations for a team that is going to be good and is going to continue to be good. But it's a process, when your best players they're still young, and I think because of how long they've been in the NHL, you forget how young they are. It's a team that hasn't even really hit their prime yet. Starting off the year well, and then I think in the NHL they like to talk about how certain injuries can happen and it can't affect your team. There's so much parity in the league, but at the end of the day, if you're playing playoff games and you're missing three of your top four defensemen and your highest scoring 5-on-5 forward, these are guys that they carry the weight and they pull the rope. So I can't help but think that, maybe one of those games in the playoffs, the momentum shifted if one of those game breakers on the ice. And then you just never know. You never know. You get into these games, and the goaltending is amazing, and the young guys are great, and they're being insulated by such awesome guys and older players. And I guess I'm rambling a bit, but I think the team's in such a great spot. And as much as, fans put pressure and they have these high expectations, I think that overall it was a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. Now, I asked you this during exit interviews. You were a pending UFA. Were there any talks of possibly bring you back, or did it just not materialize?
Not that I know of. Fitzy has me and Fitzy have I would like to think, a really good relationship. I respect everything he's done and what he's done for my career. I don't think you often see depth guys like myself last in an organization on a team as long as they do. I kind of felt like the writing was on the wall for a few reasons, but even for myself, I think as much as I loved my time there, I think it was time to, maybe give somewhere else a go.
And later in the offseason, you signed with the Stars. How did that come about? You signed a little late in the offseason, but did you always know that you were going to stick around the NHL? Were there maybe talks of going overseas? How were those talks with you and your agent?
No, we didn't talk about going overseas at all. We were just trying to find something that felt like a better fit. I think when you're in my position, it's really important to play on a good team. And when you're going to play for the league minimum, it is nice because every team in the league needs guys to play for the league minimum. So I think there was options out there, and there's not much more to it other than, for me, Dallas was the most intriguing spot and the spot I was most excited to go to.
And what are your expectations for the Stars? Obviously, they went to the playoffs last year, very competitive in the Western Conference. How excited are you for this upcoming season?
Yeah, very. It's cool to be on the other side and be a part of another team. They have so many high-end players that it's the same for everyone around the league. I think until you play with them and you play on their team, sometimes you don't really realize how much respect they deserve. There's guys I'm excited to be in the locker room there with. And as far as the team is concerned, being the new guy, it feels weird answering that question, but I would like to think that their bar is set pretty high now, and they want to win, and I think they're ready to.
All right, last question. Do you have a message for Devils fans, and how excited are you to come back to the Rock, but this time as a opponent, as a visiting player?
Yeah, I mean, thank you, of course, right? Like I said, it was a great run, and I think my only other thing I would say is just enjoy it while you can, because I don't think some days I wonder if Devils fans realize how lucky they are. That's a really good group there. That's an exciting group. That's a group that um, there's eyes on them around the whole league now because of the players that they have in there, and that's a destination now. So credit to them and that organization for sure.
Awesome. Nathan, thank you so much for doing this, and we'll definitely keep an eye out on you this upcoming season in Dallas, buddy.
Thank you.